Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about a text set. And the specific text set that I'm going to be doing is going to be based around a science lesson. At our school, we use an interactive science through Pearson, and there's lots of cool things you can do with that. But we can also bring in other text from different areas, like maybe your school library, besides just your regular textbook that the students can put their hands on. Maybe you embed things into your Google Classroom. So we're going to look at a few things today that we might would include in our text set. When we are building a lesson at our school, they always like for us to start with a hook. So a lot of times we will use a video for that hook. This time I found a video off of YouTube that I really liked, and I like to use that at the beginning and get the kids engaged, get them involved. So the objective that we're looking at is all about how living things get energy, and that's actually the title of this lesson and of the chapter that we would be looking at in this textbook. So I would have the kids all come to the carpet. We are looking at like a third grade lesson here. I would have them all come to the carpet, and this is how we would get engaged. This is how we would start our lesson. So I would start the lesson by showing a portion of this video.
Today, we will learn about the food chain. Most of us enjoy eating our favorite food, whether it's pizza, a crisp apple, yummy roasted chicken, a crunchy bite of chocos, or any other food item.
So I would stop here and I would ask the students to take a second and think, what did you eat for breakfast this morning? Now, our school serves breakfast to our students every day for free. So this wouldn't be a question that our students might would get embarrassed about, because even if they weren't served breakfast at home, they could have breakfast at school. So this is not one of those topics that would, have their affective filter all off kilt. So it's a safe topic. I would have this kids hand up, stand up, pair up. They would walk around the room, find a partner. Once they found a partner, I would have them rally robin things that they had for breakfast that morning. Now, I would obviously model this with a student. I would have the student come up, be my partner, and I would say, okay, we can only say one thing each, and we're going to do that for 30 seconds. And I would start eggs, and then let them share, toast, and then let them share. And then we would all come back to the carpet and watch another portion of the video.
Eating is not just for the deliciousness it brings. Actually, we need energy for whatever we do, from playing a favorite sport to studying for a science test.
So we would stop here. Again, we would stand up, hand up, pair up, walk around the room, find a partner, and we would talk about different ways that we've used energy this morning. Maybe somebody had specials before they came to my class. So maybe they went to PE, maybe they went to music, maybe they were working on a writing sample in another class. So we would model that. We could do that with another rally robin, or maybe I would want to do a jot thought where we sit down and we each write something and then share what we wrote. But using a video is a great way to get the information to the student and keep them engaged. So the next thing that I would use to bring in a different type of text is like a science journal. A science journal is a great way, and you can do that in a couple of ways. We can have an online science journal where we embed that into our Google Classroom or into our Seesaw or whatever digital format your school uses. Or we could also go to the library. I know I went yesterday, and just to double check that we still had journals that the students could hold in their hand, and our library does have those, and they had a journal that had information that we could use as alternative text, so that we're not just using that textbook. So online journals are a great way, or get that magazine in their hand, let them feel what it feels like to have that in their hand. But it's definitely a great use for an alternative. Obviously, our textbook. So here are, I'm going to move my face out of the way a little bit. Here are some examples from the chapter that I would be using. So our science textbook, I talked about that before, does have lots of online tools. So there's a presentation that goes along with this that is prepared so that you can have a discussion with your students. There is, they can actually, I can actually assign this exact text into a Google Classroom, and they would read this exact text online. Or this is the book that they get assigned. Every student in our classroom has one. We have these in English and in Spanish. And so we would be talking about the energy that we had just discussed. So we're bringing that in. We've got some great vocabulary words: producer, consumer, decomposer. We have things that are very important in science and nonfiction text are our pictures with captions. So we would talk about our pictures with captions. We would talk about titles. We would talk about subheadings, all of those things with our interactive science textbook. The next thing is using epic books. So I noticed throughout our discussions that everyone is pretty familiar with epic books. And I love using epic books. Here is, if you're not familiar, is a short video of how you can go in and find epic books. Okay, so going to Epic, you're going to open a new tab, type in the word epic. It'll bring up all your results. You can also type in getepic.com and it'll take you directly there. You're going to select student and educator. My class has a code, so all we have to do is type in that little code. I've created some mock students because I see so many students. So I just put in some mock students, and then they would select that they're looking at it at school. For the free account, you can only look at it during the school week from 7:30 in the morning until 3 o'clock. So then I would type in science, living things and energy, and it would bring up different books that would have those. And I would be able to allow my students to use those. And again, I could embed that into my Google Classroom. I could pull it up on my smartboard. I could have the kids use the Epic app on iPads. Using Epic is a great tool and completes my text set. Hope you guys enjoyed it.